Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about how to take care of baby fish, also called fry. So this video is going to be how to take care of live-bearing fries. Egg-laying fish or egg-scattering fry is slightly different. So there are a few ways you can deal with your fry. If you don't have a lot of space in your tank, you can put a lot of decorations and honey spaces for your fry to hide it. If you do it that way, about on average 20 to 10% of your fry will survive. If you're going to do this, make sure you don't have a really strong flow and a big intake, otherwise the fry is going to get sucked in and die. If you do have a filter that has a strong flow and or a big intake, then put a sponge in front of the intake. So the first thing you need to know is to isolate the fry from the adult. If you don't do that, most of or all of your fry will be eaten by larger or adult fish. So the rule is that it's okay to have fry with larger fish, just that the larger fish can't have a big enough mouth to be able to eat the fry. Another way is to put the female fish that you think is going to give birth in about a week, and put her into a separate tank or a breeder box, and let her give birth. And then after she's given birth, put her back into the main tank. This is the way that ensures that you get the most fry. If you put it in too early, or when she's giving birth or just about to give birth, she might get so stressed out that she has an abortion and doesn't give birth at all. So after you've gotten your fry, you can either keep the fry in a breeder box or in a separate tank like I do. If you're keeping guppies, it shouldn't be too small, because I've read on the internet that if there's too small tank and they're growing, they might eat it. Some live-bearing fry can eat until they absorb their egg yolk. It's a good idea to check when you can feed your species of live-bearing fry. When you can, it's a good idea to feed the fry. To feed the fry first bites. First bites have a very small pieces, so your very young fry can eat it. You can feed your fry a large variety of food, and to keep them very healthy, you should give them a large variety of food. So a few things you can feed your fry is crushed flake food. The pieces should be about this size, so it should be rounded like this. I make my crushed flakes and it's very easy. You can feed them egg yolk, newborn brine shrimp, microworm, green water, a small amount of half-boiled spinach and cucumber. You need to remove the rests of the spinach and cucumber. If you have black molly fry, I suggest getting Java moss, because it has tiny little things that they eat like a snack, and algae wafers. Especially black molly's fry love algae wafers. And of course you should keep your fry size in mind when you're feeding them. For example, if the food is too small and the fry is bigger and they don't see it, and it just causes water problems. And if you feed them too big things like bloodworms and the fry is smaller, same thing, they can't eat it and it just causes water problems. You should feed your fry tiny amounts of food about 6 times daily. If the water grows dirty or cloudy despite frequent water changes, reduce the amount of food and make sure it's small enough for them to eat. They should feed them after 2 months. Your fry will need to be fed 3 to 4 times a day. After about 5 to 6 months, they can be switched to an adult diet and fed 1 to 2 times a day. So if you're going to keep the fry in a separate tank like I do, and you have a filter, which I suggest to have to keep the fry healthy, you should have a sponge outside the intake of the filter and secure it with elastic so that the fry doesn't get sucked in and die. Trust me, I didn't put a sponge outside the intake and all of my fry got sucked in and died. So the intake of the filter is where the filter sucks in the water. So in my case, the intake is here. I read on the internet that the fry will grow faster if the temperature is kept at 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your fry have been born, it's good to change 10% or less of the water every couple of days, instead of doing a large and more stressful water change every week or 2. Young fish are especially vulnerable to water changes, and the high frequency of feeding can cause waste to build up in the tank quickly. Different species and individual fry will grow at different rates. However, you should not move the fry into a tank with adult fish until they are close to the same size. And again, the rule is if they can't fit into the other fish mouth, they won't eat them. So what you can do with your fish once they reach adulthood, you can give the fish away as a gift to friends, neighbors, or family. You can sell them to your local pet store for a small amount of money or store credit. How much do you get for the fish depends on the species. You can also keep the fry, but you gotta be prepared to have enough space, because the libraries usually get 20 to 40 to 60 fry, depending on the species. If you have a lot of food, depending on the species. If you do it the natural way that I told you about, then only 10 to 20% of the fry will survive. So that's a good way to make sure your tank doesn't get overstocked. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video ever. And if you found this useful and informative, please like this video. Bye! Hi guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking about how to take care of baby fish, also called fry. So this video is going to be how to take care of library fries. Egg-laying fish or egg-scattering fry is slightly different.